More than 150 people have now died in severe floods across Western Europe, with hundreds of people remaining unaccounted for as the waters begin to recede in some areas. The majority of those who've died are in Germany. Our Europe correspondent Jenny Hill is in one of the worst hit regions in Ahrweiler. Jenny, what's happening there?
Well, they're trying to clear up, but you can see the destruction for yourself. This is Ahrweiler. In this district alone, police said this morning 90 people have now been confirmed dead, and they expect that number to rise. And when you look around you, when you look at the destruction, you look at how fast that water is flowing, you can see why. There are still people unaccounted for. It's very difficult for the authorities to tell us how many are missing because mobile phone networks are down in many of the affected areas. Continuing with their search and rescue operations, though. Here in the parts of the town which are habitable, they're trying their best to clear up. Everyone is covered in a thick, sticky mud. There's no power here. They're relying on generators where they can get them. There's nowhere to buy food. They've got people coming in with a few donations. They're doing what they can, helped by the fire service and the army. I mentioned that search and rescue operation. It is ongoing. This morning we were at a mustering point for emergency services. They've got amphibious vehicles. They were off to continue this work. I spoke to someone there. You'd call him, I suppose, a seasoned rescue worker, and he had tears in his eyes. He said he has attended all sorts of terrible scenes, deaths, accidents, disasters. Nothing, he said, like what he is seeing now, what they're having to deal with now. That work goes on. I must also point out to you that as the water is starting to slowly recede here, you are starting to now get a sense of how badly the infrastructure in this region has been either damaged or completely destroyed. Bridges are down, roads are gone, rail networks are really badly disrupted. It is going to take so much time and so much money to even get this region back on its feet.
A major rescue operation is continuing in parts of Western Europe, where at least 150 people have been killed by extreme flooding. In Germany and Belgium, hundreds of people are still missing after torrential rain caused homes to be swept away. In some areas, more than 3 months of rain fell in just 2 days. Heavy rains also hit Switzerland and Luxembourg, and parts of the Netherlands have been declared a national disaster. European leaders say the extreme weather has been caused by climate change. Well, Lucy Hoff is in the town of Te, near Liège, in Belgium for us now. So, Lucy, the destruction is clearly appalling. What's the latest on the search for the missing?
Well, Suzanne, it's the second day of a huge clean-up operation in this region. The death toll here has risen tragically to 24, but 20 further people thought to be missing, and that rescue operation continuing with mass power outages. Thousands in this region still without power, without access to gas or clean water. People trying to salvage what they can from the rubble here. In Germany, the figure of the missing is much higher, hundreds still unaccounted for, but authorities are hoping that given the mass power outages across Germany, part of that may be that people are untraceable because they can't charge their phones. But there were further evacuations in one village near Cologne last night, and a sense that the destruction here in Central Europe will be felt for weeks to come.